this, apartheid was this. I was like, are you serious? I was like, are you serious? What are you saying when you say apartheid was bad? Yeah. So like now I want us to listen to all black people who who say like Groenewald is the only way. All black people who say Groenewald is the only way. I want us to watch it and listen to me very carefully because of now I'm so confused. Groenewald is the only way. I was asking myself, and like this say where like people say, I want those kind of things.
Agbare voorsitter, deur u, honorable president, there's nothing wrong to have dreams. In fact, I do believe that real political leaders must have dreams. But then we must say to each other, it must be dreams to last forever.
The dreams of what? Yeah, the dream that will last forever because of black people are in a situation of like the land being returned. This is a dream that's going to reduce unemployment rate. This is a dream that's going to make us to become equal. This is a dream that's going to make this country be be the same. Like
That's the difference. Chairperson, every time I delivered a speech from this podium in previous sonas, congratulating the Honourable President with his election, I said that the Freedom Front Plus and its supporters wants to build South Africa. We want to build a better future for all. In your campaign, Honourable President, you said that Stellenbosch, that you wish you could tie the white young people of South Africa.
like when they said they want to build a better future for all. The question of like asking myself why the better future for all? Why the better future for all? Why tent? Why we not all start in the same plate, same situation? But we're in a situation where like others they benefited and like now our owners who survived apartheid. They come here today in TikToks. I was I was scrolling, focusing on my own business. I don't like other people's business. Focusing on my own business. I hear this fella saying like, "Hey, must vote Groenewald." I was like, I, what's happening with your mentality? Because like now we in a state where like we need to understand we can do things for ourselves. But these people they don't want to do things for themselves. They want Europeans to do things for themselves. Kabantu esanga says, "I go look at you." Yeah? Call you can tell.
But did you ever ask yourself, why do the white people and the young people of South Africa
Why young white people live in South Africa? Because of their afraid of equality. This is what Julius Man has been saying. When we say like we must be equal, and you guys were against the BBE, you guys are against the affirmative action, all to be equal. So like now you're why white genocide and what? Everyone experienced crime in South Africa. We are tired to give people special treatment. Everyone in South Africa, especially, we need to talk about this into 2026. He say like why young whites that are leaving South Africa. Like the person want to vote.
It is because they don't get jobs. And they don't get.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Action. What did you get? Did you benefit during apartheid? And it's a thing of like, I don't like to talk about apartheid a lot, but if people came here during 90s and they remove our forefathers to their own land and then they run the business because the apartheid existed for 46 years. This business created an apartheid, even others are still successful even today. Why re-employ their people? They were doing that. Then the government saw like, no, no, no. It's okay. Then the government noticed to say like, no, these people they benefited during apartheid. After they benefited during apartheid, um, the government noticed like these people they benefited during apartheid. Even like now they still want to benefit. They still want to benefit. Then the government implement affirmative action, implement a BBE so that black people can be equal to whites. That's it, man. Nothing much, nothing less. Come on.
You say that you want to utilize their skills and their expertise. The fact of the matter is, you cannot do it because of affirmative action. They have to go and seek jobs at other places in the world. And yes, they will reap those expertise.
So when you say like what you know like this question makes me to question myself, and when you say what you're saying, it makes me to question myself. So like, do you think black people don't have those skills and expertise? Because of when it talks about affirmative action, it's like us we don't have that capabilities of the skills that can build this country. And first of all, we are not the black people who implemented education system that create only managers, not people with the real skills. It's not us. Us, we never implemented the this education system we are having today. So what are you saying? What are you saying? Let me give advice for Hunevert in 2026. The advice I will give you, Hunevert, is let's all be equal. Let's all the land be returned. Let's all be equal the way the law state, the constitution states. Then we can focus on those things. But if historical injustice has never been fixed, that is a problem on its own.
From the people and the young people of South Africa. Still, you discriminate against the young white people of South Africa.
Who discriminate? Who you see like this is the thing I'm saying like black people this is what you want. This 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 is this thing like this guy is fighting his own people. He's fighting for his white own people. He's not fighting for you. And this when these politics are created because of ANC was a black ANC was a black party, AFA was a black party, this one was a white Afrikaner party. And this one like it made me so scared and to see black people voting for whoever who say things like this. So like they are discriminating for white young thing because of BBE, because of affirmative action. Those things exist because of apartheid. If like you guys came here nicely, good, then we're not going to have this discussion today.
Your own youth employment scheme. White young people cannot participate in it because they are white.
No, 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 not because of their whites. No, 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 no. It's not because of their whites, because of what happened during apartheid. Disadvantage. Go to townships, see how they remove our black people from their own land to small, from effective place. Like when you go to cities, everything is floaty. You understand? Township is depression. People are not working. So what are you saying exactly? Because of their whites, you are playing.
If you go and look, for instance, what your Secretary General Ysmagashule says, he is still blaming the white people of white monopoly capital.
Yes, who must be blamed? Who must be blamed exactly? Yeah? Who must be blamed? Who must be blamed then? We blame apartheid.
His argument is it is still because of the white people that we cannot have economic growth. Chairperson, with great respect, that is a kick in the teeth of those people who really wants to build South Africa.
Like I wish like black people can watch this. Can watch this. Say like, hey, who never is away. Like black people, someone done. Everyone can do whatever who never done in prison to make sure like people they get this. Like in China, they do they do breads, they do bread, um, they do gardening, they do farming. So these people they wait because like we want who never. But when Ramaphosa put the law of the land into a law, the land without paying any cent, they didn't pay it serious. It's confusing. It's very confusing.
Do you want to recognize them? Do you want to enslave the young people and the white young people of South Africa? Because if you think you can enslave them, you are completely wrong.
You see? Enslave them. Oh, when they work for us. Oh, when you say if we think we can enslave them, is how? This black people they want, man. This black people they say like, "Whoever the way." This is what they're talking about. This thing we are dealing with now. This thing that we are dealing with now. When you say like, if you think you're going to enslave whites, young whites, is what do you mean like that? You are saying what you say like us. If you think it's because of apartheid, and you guys must acknowledge apartheid once existed. Don't come here and act like there was nothing called apartheid. You have to come here and act like apartheid never happened. That's your mind. They come here and act like it never happened.
If you look at your MEC for education in Gauteng, always blaming Afrikaans schools for his own failures and using it as a smokescreen instead of attend to the schools who are real problems.
Like he blames them when you say what? I don't understand. He blames them when it comes to what? He blames them when he talk about apartheid, or is blame them when what happened exactly.
Do the ANC have a problem with my mother tongue language of Afrikaans? Because that is what Lesotho says. But I didn't see, Honorable President, that you repudiated him. I said before, do away with black economic empowerment.
Yes. So like we have a problem with Africans. Okay, but he pointed the person who have the problem with mother tongue of your language.
And can I say, I'm supported by black academics like William Gumede.
Yeah? Uh, okay, na yun. Jugun meeting.
You know, in the election time, when I put in some petrol in my car, the attendant said to me, I'm going to vote for you. And I asked why. And he said, you are quite correct. When it comes to black economic empowerment, it is only favoring the political elite.
Yeah, it's very like now we know. Now black people they know that we have a BBE in 2026. Black people have a BBE that protect us, that make us to get the gap of apartheid, where like black white people they benefited. Now we know we have affirmative action. This is education. They implemented those BBE. They implemented those affirmative action, but they did not teach them in school. They did not teach our kids about affirmative action. They did not teach our kids about this BBE, the benefits that we have as a disadvantaged black child. Now in 2026, they know, and affirmative action is going to be here for our own people until the land is returned. Because of this thing is passed, it's passed on parliament. If I remember well, this thing of the land must be returned. On parliament, it passed. But into his videos, I was like, black people, what you were thinking? What you were thinking? It's like we give you warnings now. We give you warnings and we put you to understand what this man is saying. He's here to fight for his own white young man. He never fought black people during apartheid. He never like fought black people during apartheid, young black people during apartheid. We don't know that. Because I know like supposed to say it during him as his manifesto and whatever.
So I want to come and say you want to build the economy. How can you build the economy if you have a construction mafia stopping 74 construction projects?
What is 74 mafias? There's no difference between Groenewald and Julius Malema. He's going to come here to make himself look better than ANC. Same as EFF. Malema just to come here to make himself better than ANC. They're going to look at the failures of ANC, then address them in the public, in TV, in Parliament. Same as Julius Malema is doing. But this Julius Malema and Huneva, Julius Malema is fighting for black people because of apartheid. To say like black people they must be equal, black people they must have dignity, the land must be returned. Huneva is fighting for privilege of white people. And on top of that, these people they benefited from apartheid and he wanted to benefit in democracy. So he wanted his people to be on top of us. Or let's just say like he believe like this country is suffering because of this country is not growing because of the young whites who have been who are living in South Africa. When he started his speech, he mentioned that.
Demanding a 30% shareholding in the company. How can you build the economy if more than 110 engineers in the construction business left South Africa because of this crime elements in South Africa?
Corruption is started after apartheid, or corruption started during apartheid, where like they were treating black people, they are not humans during apartheid. And then like when they treat black people like that, there are those cops who are sell out. That's why in the black communities during apartheid, for those townships they remove them there. They were having cops who are sell out, who are saying the mission of black people to make sure they get their land back, they get their country back. That's where corruption starts. Corruption started there with apartheid. You want to come here and act like corruption never started. It started during apartheid.
I want to say to you today, if you don't curb these criminal activities, you will not be able to build the economy. More than 16 trucks burned over a weekend. The people that keeps the economy rolling.
Like these people, they make me sad because I'm like now. I think I was calling on TikTok, so I saw like they say like they are selling this land auction. Just imagine when you check these people land auction, these people they're from Europe. They're auction our land to. Settle, ya go, ya go. Do settle, ya guy. But then, I don't know. This is my. On Karagu TV. We talk Karagu TV. So when I check these people, they say they do land auction, and I was like, this one, fine. Nigga, I don't share. I don't share that nigga, you know. So like when I watch these people who do land auction, I check these people are from Europe. How do you send the land that don't belong to you? Black people wake up. This is 2026.
But they burn them and people lose their lives because of crime in South Africa. Chairperson, you will have to ensure that if you want the economy to grow, that you curb the powers of the unions.
So like for because of me, based on what you said when you started the statement, when you started your speech, because of you said like this country have affirmative action, this country have BBE, and whites young white they are living South Africa. Let them live. They are living South Africa with the skills and expertise. That's why this country is not growing. Let them live.
You know, and everybody in South Africa know, when it comes to the SOEs in South Africa, you have to retrench people. But the unions come to you and the ANC and says, you will not do that. And that is part of the problem. You will have to curb their powers. You will have to revise labor laws in South Africa.
Then like the only thing I'll tell the black child like now, if like watching it and you're a black child or you're African from Africa continent, the only thing I will tell you is no one is coming to save Africa as a whole. No Chinese, no whites, no Indian, no Arabs, whatever we can mention them. They will never come here in Africa to save Africa. You, as an African child, you are responsible to build your country. That is why I'm so disappointed to see black people in South Africa busy putting people who depress us, people who stole our land, people who beat our ancestors, their forefathers, came in here doing wrong things to our people. They want to put them into power because they don't believe they can change this country. No one is going to do that. You can see the first thing is fighting affirmative action, is fighting a BBE. He ignore what happened during apartheid. He ignore what they benefited as white people during apartheid. He know those things. He believe apartheid never existed. You don't know the reason why we have BBE. Don't know the reason why we have affirmative action. These people, they are not coming for us. He's fighting for his own people, and then he's going to come here and point the mistakes of ANC. If ANCs do this, ANC do this. Don't buy his story, man.
Chairperson, I come to crime. And I want to ask you, why is it so difficult to publicly condemn farm murders in South Africa?
F- Farm matters. We know like when they say farm matters, they think about their people. They don't care about black people. When there's like a farm matter, we know very well. When they say like farm matter, I know already. I just concluded as a black child, no, they don't care about black members. When it's about farm matters, I know what it's talking about. This is why the propaganda, the misinformation they were spreading to Donald Trump.
In South Africa, we have black farmers, we have colored farmers, we have Indian farmers, we have white farmers. The food you had this morning when you had breakfast, you must thank the farmers.
Yeah, that's matter how you doesn't matter how you address it. You address very smart, but we know us deep down. Even he can address the way like this, but deep down we know very well. We know very well. These people they think they're smart, man. There's a problem.
Everybody who's going to have lunch just now, thank the farmers. Chairperson, ek wil vir die agbare president sê, verlede jaar ongeveer hierdie tyd, was daar aanvalle gewees op moskees.
Yeah. Peter, correct.
Where are you going to?
Sentle. Ke shebella le Ngabu. Just 3 minutes. Look, Ramaphosa is sleepy. Ramaphosa is tired because of this issue they're talking about. The issue that they always cry, yeah, yeah, every time. This is the issue that they always cry, yeah, crying. Every time. So, like now, as the youth of this country, we start to open our eyes. We start to speak about apartheid. Him and the other one was like, don't talk about, I must talk about what? We never talk about apartheid enough. The historical injustice that need to be fixed in this country. And then you come here, don't talk about apartheid, talk about food. Talk about this. You can't tell me what to talk about. If you can't handle the truth, that's a problem. And the only thing we have in South Africa, as a black child, we lost our land, we lost everything during apartheid. The only thing we have as a black child, we have the truth. We're not going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. I know, like when Julius Malema talk about the truth, they find ways to arrest him. They find ways to put him in court. They find ways to put Julius Malema because of there's a human rights in this country. There's a freedom of speech in this country. And then when you start to speak, they are shaky. They do all they can, the man they do to try to put Julius Malema because they think us were not watching. We are watching, man.
Een in KwaZulu-Natal en een in Mamasbury. U tree onmiddellik op. U benoem onmiddellik 'n presidensiële komitee van die minister van polisie, van verdediging en van justisie. Ek wil vandag vir u sê, 'n plaasmoord is nie 'n moord op 'n individu nie. It's not only a crime against an individual, it's a crime against the community.
What did he say? Ish, this is making noise, man. Ish, this young said, what? Yo, man, I mean, oh my, this is making noise. I can't. What did he say? Ish.
Ek wil vandag vir u sê, 'n plaasmoord is nie 'n moord op 'n individu nie. It's not only a crime against an individual, it's a crime against the community. It is the
Then when you talk about crime against humanity, this guy talk about crimes against humanity. Come on, my boy, you can do better. Talks about crime against humanity. Talks about this young man. Huh?
women and children who pay the price of a farm murder, where they are tortured, where they throw boiling water down their throats, where they take hot irons.
Hi baby, unzima nginjoy umshini uyarasa baba enza laundry lana kamshini uyandirasela ngiyareacta lana kunzima. The thing of like moving forward and make sure everything is being done. no matter what. So I hope everyone is there. Everyone can listen because of this thing is making noise, man. We are talking about harassment and there's machine here making noise. Yeah? It, machine is making noise. We are talking about harassment. Get in. I can't hear you all that well. I can hear that parliament man much better. Oh, let me play this. President when this and this doesn't show time. Didn't you see it? Which man is so hard, man, to do this thing at home.
Burning the women, whether they force a 12-year girl to see how her mother is raped. That's torture. But still, you do refuse to publicly condemn farm murders. I appeal to you. It's simple. And I will say to you, Honorable President, I will invite you to a funeral of a farm murder, and you invite me to any other funeral you wish to.
Mm. You know, like in South Africa, we see all corruption, but now the only thing I would say like now is a thing of like no, it's for for streaming, baby. It's not about me adapting. No, like baby, it's not about at home. It's about streaming. And people they can hear me very well. You know, this is so bad for your business. But okay, yeah. So I guess like I was running from the noise there. It was making noise. I hope like now I'm clear. Everyone can hear me. Ish. So like now I lose views, man, because of this machines making noise. Let's finish it.
Lastly, Chairperson, I want to say there's one outstanding matter. That is Section 235 of the Constitution that deals with self-determination. It also determines that national legislation have to determine what happens with Section 235. There's an accord between the Freedom Front, the African National Congress, and the government in 1994.
Black people this year, I don't know what they see from FF plus. I don't understand what they saw because of someone teach prisoners how to do bread. That's what makes them to lose their mind like that.
Chairperson, I appeal to you that we meet, that we take this step forward to ensure that Section 235 of the Constitution, which deals with self-determination, taken forward.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Because of Orania is against Section 235 of this country. They separate themselves from us because they want to preserve their culture. No, like I'm shooting, so I cut and it. It means I'm at 15 minutes, maybe five. So others are going to be bad, others are going to be successful. Just to push election hours. Section 235. About I
Dit is die enigste artikel in die grondwet wat bepaal dat nasionale wetgewing wel geskryf moet word wat nog nie geskryf is nie. So in daardie opsig het ons ook 'n grondwetlike verantwoordelikheid en plig.
You see, like now you are talking Afrikaans. Why don't talk? Hey, you see, like talking. I don't understand Afrikaans. Talking Afrikaans. Lots of black people in South Africa don't understand Afrikaans. That's the problem that we are experiencing. I don't have a problem with Africans, but you can like how you done your own Orania because of, to prevent your language. You understand?
Agbare President, ek wil afsluit. You know, there's a song that says, it's actually the green, green grass of home. It's about this prisoner who sang and he thought in his song, I want to touch the green, green grass of home. And then he says, and when I wake and I look around me, I was surrounded by 4 great walls. And yes, I then realized that I was only dreaming.
I don't understand why you speak Afrikaans. I don't understand why you speak Afrikaans.
Because he's a prisoner. Honorable President, you are a prisoner of the African National Congress. Break away from that. Then you can say South Africa. Then you...
You're talking about your own people here. When you come here, talking about it's hard to do content at home. People they are coming, they are making noise. Kuri like it's a mess, but it's a thing of like moving forward. But we're still continuing to listen to Groenewald. Groenewald is the one who make I don't know. Breakwood was like, man, we love Groenewald. We want to join. We want to be part of Groenewald. We want Groenewald to take this country. I was like, listen to Groenewald like now. The only thing Groenewald is do is fighting for his own people. That's what you do, Groenewald. He's fighting for his own people. That's what he do every time. Fighting for whites, young. When he started the speech was like that to say there is a affirmative action of this. They don't recognize apartheid once existence. There are people that we are dealing with that believe black people they are suffering today because they are lazy, which is black people they're suffering because of apartheid. We are what we are today in this state as black child in this situation we're experimenting, in this situation we are facing like now as a black child because of apartheid. No one must lie to you. No one must say like stop talking about apartheid because of they feel like if the problem is unsolved, we need to talk about like now. Let's go to listen to Groenewald. There's other one. I don't know that speech is going to make sure. I don't know. It's going to make sure that black people they understand why they want to put people who I don't know what's happening with our people. You know, like I don't understand what's happening with black people of this country. But just teach people how to do braids and do farming in prison. We want in power. We want. Come on, you can do better. Just someone teach people how to do braids. Someone do braid in prison. People, their mind is not working properly. Just imagine, people, their mind is not one. We want the Gunevar. We want the Gunevar. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go and see.
Honorable P.J. Groenewald.
How Gunevar? Look Gunevar. How Gune.
Geachte voorzitter, through you to the Honorable President. Honorable President, in your January address, you and the ANC thought it well to play the race card.
The what? They do what? Oh my god, I didn't hear very careful. Even the president so surprised, so like, man, what are you talking about? Look how the president look at the Groenewald, so like, what are you talking about, Groenewald? I'm confused. Yeah?
What you did, you took two young men in terms of the Marshall Sports incident, and you said that you condemn racism. I predict that in the coming is going to be played a couple of times.
What is a race card because of like race card like how because of ANC people they think they are smart. They want to race card when it comes to say like I see them planning to say like 100 and mama racist law, especially when it comes to affirmative action, when it comes to BBE, when it comes to the land law that passed the parliament, because of they want they want to be included in everything, even though they benefited during apartheid and whoever like black people they lost. And they forget this is Africa. The majority of this country run this country. This is Africa. And then people they forget for like this Africa and majority of these people of this country is black people. Hi.
And Honorable President, you condemned racism.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean exactly?
But the court case hasn't been finalized yet on that matter. Now, I want to put it very clearly. The Freedom Front Plus condemns any form of racism. But there's a difference in the condemnation of racism between the ANC and the Freedom Front Plus.
Yeah, definitely. These are two different parties. The party is one Afrikaner, white Afrikaner, who came here, who known as your forefathers, who came known as Dutch people, who did our ancestors so bad. And ANC is the one that were fighting for your forefathers who came here and done wrong things to our people. Don't talk about apartheid because the truth and the historical injustice it never happened. ANC is trying to fix that historical injustice, and then you come to like you president, you condemn racists, you ANC do this. You forget what your forefathers have done to us. They're not going to come here and play like let's be all treated well, let's be all be equal. Bring back the land so that those laws must be removed by this constitution.
Honorable President, you only see racism as white on black racism. There was a court case about two black police men, and the court found that a white woman, a colonel, was the victim of racism of these two men.
What was happening with Xhosa man? I want to get the story very well so that I can able to understand what he's saying because of like me, I don't interpret something I didn't understand. I must understand it first, then after I'll able to speak about it. But if I fail to understand it, if it doesn't make any sense to me, oh my god, I leave it like that. So like the two Xhosa guy and white woman. Okay.
So there is also black on white racism. And you said, Honorable President, that there's no place for racists in South Africa. They must leave the country.
So, like, when you say there's no place of racism in South Africa, for the first place, why we have Orania? First piece, while we have Orania, that is against our section. That is against our laws of this country. Why we have Orania from the first place? You talk about. This is the first question you must ask. People are coming. People want to understand what's happening in this country. People who are doing their own investigation to understand what is happening in this country called South Africa.
Honorable President, I request you, please ask these two black men who are racist to leave the country. Ons kan nie 'n nasie bou as ons eensaidig.
You see, like now, he started now. Groenewald, he started now. Groenewald started speaking Afrikaans. I don't understand Afrikaans, to be honest. That's why, like they say, we must speak English so that we can understand each other when you speak English. But like when I want to speak Afrikaans, come on, I'm blind. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to react by saying nothing. But what it says, like two black people must, I don't know, two black races, something like that. This is a sensitive topic we are dealing with here in South Africa.
Net deur 'n eenoogige perspektief te kyk na rasisme. U taak in terme van artikel 83C van die grondwet is om eenheid te bou in Suid-Afrika en die Suid-Afrikaanse nasie. U sal dit net kan doen.
This is what black people want to vote. This is what black people in 2025 and 2026 seeing the videos of black child who cannot run his own country, expecting someone coming outside to run our own country, that we suppose we take responsibilities and run this country. Look, people, they are putting translators. Like we have the youth like now, as we don't do Africans in school. We are fine with one foreign language. We can't embrace, like, to be honest, as Africans, we can't embrace a lot of foreign language in Africa. English is fine. We accepted it as foreign language to us. But we can't always bring lots of their own language to us and must talk them. No, no, no. They must learn African language. So to suppose us to an aspect. They must learn our African language now. Can see like people they don't understand what is saying, and this is what black people they are voting for. No, I don't have a problem, but this I want to show them. This guy when he speaks speech, he can speak with Africans and lots of black people don't understand Africans. Right.
As u ook swart op wit rasisme kan veroordeel.
Honorable Groenewald, just a minute. I see there's a hand at the back there. On what point are you rising, member?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I was just saying we don't have the headphones for interpretation. So Honorable Groenewald, when he goes deep, we can't hear.
Yeah, no. The table must look at that. Please look at the situation, the interpretation. Please proceed, Honorable Groenewald. Honorable Groenewald, please proceed.
This is what I'm talking about. Agadang? Okay. You see, this is what I'm talking about. These guys just stand and say, like, we don't understand what he's saying. We don't understand what he's saying exactly. And now, like now, I'm surprised when I go to TikTok, I see black people here. I was like, what's happening with this? Our people, what's wrong? You can't run this country by yourself. You can't fix your home and fix community. That's where how we start to fix this country. It start with the family. It start from your community. Then you go outside. These guys come in and speak Afrikaans, and as we don't know Afrikaans. Maybe if we were speaking Afrikaans in Dutch in Europe, yeah, it makes sense. Even though if like we are there as black as Africans there in Dutch in Europe there. I don't know where is Dutch people I know they're from Europe. I don't know where in Europe. Even though they are there and speaking Africans there. We don't mind because of it's their own country, it's their own continent. You see, these things we are talking about, these small things that we need to focus on.
Once was sorting out the interpretation. Yeah, please.
The member can come, I'll explain to him afterwards. Agbare president, wat ons sê is dat ons kan nie dubbele standaarde handhaaf in Suid-Afrika nie. Die vrye
See, this is what we are talking about. Someone say we don't understand Africans. You stand up and speak Afrikaans. Ke rasanye? Alik, ke rasa? Kabuta. John. Yes. These are how many minutes?
Front Plus verwerp enige vorm van rasisme.
Not today.
En daarom moet u as president die voorbeeld stel in terme van artikel 83C van die grondwet om nasie te bou. En ons moenie die rassekaart wil speel nie. Honorable President, as far as Eskom is concerned,
Groenewald, speak English. Speak English. Speak English. English I can speak. So like this guy don't have earphones. Can see like this guy don't have earphones. Can see the other guy don't have earphones. They will try to understand what is happening exactly. So this what tell me, man, if like you are African and you believe like Groenewald is the only way, make us to understand why. It's because of the bakery thing. It's because of what? This is a 2026. We need to question people and share our opinion. So you can type and tell me like, because of like this, I believe we can do like this. Because of like this, I believe we can take over. Because of like this, I believe we can take over. Do it now when I'm here.
I first want to ask you, you're going to appoint a minister for electricity. How many caterers do you need to change the bulb? One to hold the ladder, one to get on the ladder, one to pass on the bulb, and if they put it in, there's no electricity.
Yes, man, I can't listen very carefully, but I know you speaking about electricity. But it's a thing of like, where move the Wi-Fi? So I don't know if I go there deep. But it's still the same thing, man.
You own minister for energy and mineral resources said it's only going to be a project manager. Those words shoot.
Those mineral resources they're talking about, they suppose they teach our kids in school with our own minerals. These are African minerals. The child of these countries, they must know how their minerals work. Chrome, gold, silver, platinum. We must know how they works. They must teach to school to fix this unemployment rate and to fix this problem we're experimenting. They don't teach us about how we can use our minerals, how can we supply other countries. So like now Nigeria is talking about the minerals, talking about the electricity and what, but they are not teaching the black child.
Say something to you because that minister doesn't see the new minister as an equal, only a project manager. Honorable President, it is common knowledge that black economic empowerment and affirmative action is one of the main reasons for the problems in Eskom.
Bring back our land. The land must be returned. Bring back the land. The land must be returned so they can talk whatever you want to talk. You can't say whatever you're saying like now if you don't bring the land back. You're going to come here, I've made the action. My boys, they don't get the job. My brothers, my sisters, my white men people, they don't get the job because of affirmative action, because of BBE. Bring back the land. Bring back the land. Then we can talk better about those policies when all people are equal in this country. How? You see, like this is what I'm saying to black people. These people, they are fighting for their own people. They are fighting for their own people. You see, like that. For affirmative action. This is what this Groenewald is fighting for. This is what DA is fighting for. Fighting so that their people can be more successful and benefit, even though they benefited from apartheid, so it can be more and more the gap between blacks and whites. And we check these people from here are suffering. Come on. Busy to bring a of native action. Aye, man, we are tired on those things.
Their own employment equity plan determines that in the next 3 years, Eskom must get rid of 500 white men technicians with technical skills.
Like this guy, I don't know. That's why I said to black people, what are you saying about Groenewald? What are you? Because this guy is here to fight for his own people, who their forefathers benefited. Even some of them, they benefited from apartheid, from the land that's been stolen, and still fighting from their own people today. And we see like black people say like, during apartheid, there was a jobs, there was a this. We can fix our own problems as a black nation. Africa, it needs you as a youth. It doesn't need everyone coming from outside. I can't always say the same thing 100 and million times and come in and say the same thing. Come in then same thing. Come in and say the same thing. Come in and say the same thing. Why we don't wake up and do things for ourselves?
Honorable President, I've urged you many times from this podium, let us get rid of black economic
What's that,
empowerment
Lulu?
and affirmative
What's that?
action because it's nothing else than the
Yeah?
smokescreen for corruption.
What's that, Moon? What's that? What don't you feel what they simula happy? Manalegates, manalegates. You know, shit, I have a problem here. I don't know these people, they can hear me very well. I don't know these people, they can hear me very well. You know, like to do content at home is hard. To do your work at home is hard. But like, not the only thing I will tell to black people to say like you are responsible for your own country. You know, like that's what I learned during when a white Afrikaner they called Trump, say like Trump. In South Africa we're experiencing this. In South Africa we're experiencing this. You understand? They understand where is home, where they come from. They understand like they will never get help within Africa as a continent. Why they didn't write for Nigeria? Why didn't they write for Ethiopian? Why didn't they write for those countries within Africa as a continent? They went outside to Europe because they know where they come from. And you, as a black child, you are responsible for your own country. You are responsible to fix this country called South Africa or called Africa as a whole.
And even the Zondo Commission found so. The people of South Africa, and specifically the white people, and I said it many times, wants to build South Africa. Honorable President, are you aware of the fact
What about you? They want to build South Africa. They own 70% of the economy. They own 70% of the land. Why they don't build South Africa? They own everything. They can't. They have everything. Eh? Why they don't build it? Because of they have everything already. Let them build it. Same as your people, they don't respect our court, our laws. They court rule, and then people they say we are taking matter from international Afri Forum because they believe they are more powerful than our government. So they want to build with what? What are you saying, Groenewald, man? Groenewald, what are you saying?
that the Mr.
Hey, let me end this. You know, like the only thing I will leave with, I will say like you as a African, you are responsible to build this country. You can't expect someone from China You can't expect something from Europe. You can't expect something from India to build South Africa or to build Africa. So you are responsible for yourself to build Africa or to build South Africa. We must stop being depending to people coming from outside. This is your home. You have nowhere to go. They can go to Europe, they can go to China, they can go to India when things are bad here in South Africa. So wake up. My name is Emily Ndekado. I do the most. Stay tuned. Bye.